What's up, YouTube? It's Anthony Castillo with you guys with another conversation here. So, the sign behind me, as you can read, it says, pretty much. So, as what I want to do is gather this level of confidence with the universe, and as I use the word universe interchangeably, either with, I don't really necessarily like to use pronouns, as that invites, what that invites basically a figure, right? It invites having to put up what the universe is. To some of us, the universe, we look at it in a broader sense. You know, it's the sky, it's the galaxies, or it's the what we see outside of us. Sometimes, for me, I'll just give you guys a little bit of a what I see the universe being, right? So the universe, for me, is acknowledging a type of internal system, right? Internal conversation. The universe to me is sometimes this great larger expansiveness of what we cannot see, right? So when we tie ourselves to using pronouns or attaching ourselves to maybe buildings that we go to for what confirms us or validates us about what we're doing, often that's a study of the action. That's often a study of why people do certain actions. Some of my previous videos that you guys are watching are acknowledging a lot of those areas of complex systems, right? Complex systems. And the reason behind this connection is because that to me is the universe. We all have a beating heart, right? It's our DNA, our internal systems that are going on is the universe outside of us, through us, and growing within us as well. So at times when I'm not on like a screen or giving a conversation, or when I'm in movement and just kind of like dancing, doing these types of things, I genuinely like to just look at the universe beyond a pronoun, right? Pronouns. If we were to look at my pronouns, I'm a male, at birth. However, I don't want to use pronouns to understand the universe, because the universe is going to be as expansive, even at the layers of not even knowing what's out there, right? Not even knowing if we know any more than what we can continue to discover with like scientific hypothesis and hypotheses, or however we approach to try to understand more of the expansiveness. YouTube, for instance, is more a new outlet for many of us to express the universe that's within us. I express the universe within me even outside of the screen, or sometimes when I'm out in, embracing a lot of, movement, healing, therapy, integration with lots of different methods that are getting me to transition, liminal, like even liminality. There's there's psychology behind liminal spaces of the ideal to the the ego as well. So the ideal versus the ego is like there's research behind those two things, between the spaces of what is growing in between, right? Because the ego is gonna wants to be loud, wants to be always right, always. But we may have a different talk on that. But going back to the premise, going back to the main point of this expression, is to understand the universe is like following your heart. To me, it's like following your heart. Some of us sometimes use like intuition. I don't want to use that right now, just because I feel that intuition has some problem areas, I would say, because we won't get into that. But anyways, following your heart, it may all be the same, right? But my other talk, I talked about concept and idea. Are those two the same? But we're not going to go there right now. Anyways, following your heart is the universe. Some of us, for me, I follow my heart. I tell myself that every day in the morning. Some of us, we do struggle. And if you guys also take notice, this is important too. Journaling is very important in spirituality, just because you're going through experiences every day, whether you're at the grocery store, where you're going for a walk, or you're driving. I mean, driving is one of those biggest things. You want to follow your heart, right? You follow your heart to pay attention. You follow your heart to acknowledge that I need to stay safe in this direction, because following my heart is telling me to stay safe. So just wanted to give you guys that little bit of a just wanted to give you guys a little bit of that expression, freedom of expression, because as we continue to evolve with this spiritual channel, and also as we continue to evolve with just recognizing our directions, because I know I don't necessarily want to give you guys that very complex study of things that some of us are gonna struggle with. And so this is more of an expression for educational purposes, for just to take note of our universe, because our universe is it's expanding, it's getting larger. And I know that sounds kind of counterintuitive, like I was talking about, because I talked about the ego and how it's loud and can sometimes expand, and we don't want to take that approach. We don't want to take that approach. We want to be able to understand the universe that's within us, and how we can follow the heart. And anyway, guys, I'll leave you guys with that one. Hopefully you guys subscribe, and I will catch you on the next one. See ya.